Alright, I'm finna let y'all know how to go about having your spiritual awakening, bro. First thing first, you need to detox the body, because I don't think a lot of y'all are aware, bro. You have a lot of parasites within the intestinal colon, and that comes from eating meat. Parasites lay eggs within the meat. You can't cook meat to a high enough temperature to get rid of all the eggs, so they hatch within you, and you will have parasites, which send signals to your brain telling you want meat, dairy, etc. You don't need to be eating meat, dairy, or none of that. You need to detox the body. Once you detox the body, you need to learn how to meditate, because meditation is literally the key to life. You can manifest anything you want in life. Once you are able to control your thoughts and clear your thoughts out, you are no longer sad, depressed, angry, or any of that no more. You need to mix in sun gazing with meditation, because it's going to help with the pineal gland, which is also connected to the third eye. And once your third eye is open, your life will literally change, because you're going to see the world for what it is. We are literally living in the matrix. But y'all like this video for part 2, and I'll keep going.
Spirit told me that you broke. You need some money quickly. So I'm going to give you a simple kitchen recipe to bring in abundance, and it will be in a shower or a bath. Don't tell nobody I told you this shit. I'm gonna call you a liar to your face. To bring in abundance quickly, all you need is cinnamon, ground coffee, rosemary, basil, and salt. The cinnamon in itself brings in abundance, but it brings it in quickly. So does the coffee. The coffee is that quickener. Side note, you can add cinnamon or coffee to any of your conjurings, root work, spells to speed them up. Rosemary and basil are the money herbs. Now I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for y'all so y'all can go do this now. But if you have some mint, even some thyme, add that too. The salt is to protect your money. Now again, if you have powdered honey, I know I'm probably the only psychopathic person that keeps powdered honey, that'll sweeten it, so that whenever you get your money, it's sweet. It's not in a way that's going to cause harm to someone else. Put all of those herbs together. You can do it on a jar, or I like to put it in my left hand. I pray over it, or I say my incantations, and then I put it in a bath or a shower. Some people like spiritual showers because they truly believe if you sit in a bath, you sit in it and go gunk. That is a thing. But you can do it in a shower where you put it in a bowl with hot water and pour it over your head and then rinse and air dry. Or you can sit in a bath. You're welcome. Now pay me. I need my commission. Spiritual reparations.
3 tips for spiritual beginners. You need to listen to this because I'll save you a lot of trouble. Number 1 is be skeptical of everything. Question everything. Even question the light. Not every guide is aligned. Not every number is an angel number. Not every synchronicity is a sign. Everything, I'm not going to say everything doesn't mean something, but just question it. Number 2 is you're not crazy. You're just cracking the matrix. When you start getting visions and when you start, maybe hearing something, or you have a panic attack or two, or you feel energy moving, it's not mental illness. You're opening yourself up to the spiritual realm, and it's talking to you because you're finally opening that portal. So, take it easy, take a breather, ground, you're fine. Number 3 is the most important one. Sit with stillness. I'm still learning, stillness does not equal stagnation. The source is in stillness. God is in stillness. They speak in stillness. You hear messages in stillness. Just be still. You don't even have to meditate. Just sit with yourself. You don't have to earn peace. You don't have to earn solitude. It's yours by nature. Just sit in it. Just sit and listen to your thoughts. Let your imagination take you somewhere. There are messages in your imagination. This matrix has trained us that sitting or doing nothing equals laziness, but that's not true. They wanted to keep you away from yourself.
If you keep seeing angel numbers, turn to that chapter in Psalms. Read it to yourself. Does it correlate with what you're going through right now?
You wonder why your money is always stagnant, and it's simply because you do not keep your roads open. A road opener is not always lighting a candle or even taking a blockbuster bath and then a road opener bath. Sometimes a road opener is simple as washing the back of your front door, opening that bitch, sweeping your threshold, and then sweeping your walkway or porch. Sweeping away all the times that you walked in your house depressed, sad, angry. You're sweeping it away from your home. You're opening up new doors, endless possibilities in your life just by sweeping that shit away from your house. Wiping your front door down on the back side and the front side to assure that every time you walk in and out your house is nothing but positivity. Cause what grandma used to say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Yeah, sweep that porch.
You cannot hate yourself into changing, and you do not have to. Let me explain in 1 second. I've been gone from TikTok for 2 months, but I'm back. And to celebrate being back, here are 7 pieces of advice that I wish I knew sooner. I started my spiritual journey 7 years ago. 1, you cannot hate yourself into changing because it's not about that. We live in a universe where what we focus on grows. Our attention is our currency in this universe. And if you're gonna sit in the mirror and pick yourself apart, or like look in the mirror at your body and tell yourself how much you hate your body, that's gonna grow. And it's not about changing, it's about embodying. The version of yourself that you want to be is actually just like who you are deep down, like who your soul is, like the most like authentic expression of your soul in a physical body. Your full potential is actually just you. Okay, 2, I'm really bad with self-discipline. I would go years of my life without seeing my floor. If you struggle with self-discipline, I'm about to change your life. I don't even like the word discipline. Like, it is so military, like, don't eat this, don't do this. Instead of it being restrictive, turn it into self-love. Like, self-discipline to me is not, oh, I'm not going to do this because I hate myself. It's, oh, I'm going to feed nourishing foods to my body because I love myself. Like, making it an act of radical self-love. And also, I had to clear a lot of trauma and like energy around like why I didn't like love myself enough to take care of myself in those ways. So self-discipline is truly like the most like radical act of self-love and doing things for your future self. When self-discipline is restrictive, there's so much guilt and like shame that comes with it. Like, oh shit, I didn't do this, so now I'm guilty of my behavior and I'm ashamed of who I am as a person. Like, discipline, men, you can have that. The men can have discipline. I'm not disciplined. I just love myself. Okay, number 3, energy work. I went to school for hypnotherapy. I was a personal trainer. I was a nutrition coach. I've done a lot of things in the wellness industry. I'm Reiki trained. I'm NLP trained. I am EFT trained. That's like how I spent my education years, 18 through 23. The most profound thing you can do for yourself, the most, is energy work. Just like listen to this and hear me out. I made the most change in my life when I started energy work. We live in an energy-based universe. Like, it makes logical sense if you literally just think about like why energy work would be so fucking impactful, but it's also really confusing. I think like my journey took a really long time, so I made a completely free written guide to energy work. It's on my website, and so is this new guided energy ritual meditation. All my meditations and hypnosis are 50% off right now for Black Friday, but I'm really just so fucking happy and proud of this. Like, I spent so much time and put so much love into making this. Like, it's literally like how to get into energy work 101. Okay, I ran out of time, so I have to do a part 2. But thank you for watching. I love you and I missed you.
A West Indian spiritual tip for you. Here we go. In the Caribbean, we believe how you take money and how you give money is very important. So listen here. The hand that you receive money from, always wear an evil eye on it, right? And I know some of you are going to say, it's called a nazar. Yes, but guess what? In the Caribbean, we call it evil eye, okay? The hand you receive money needs to have an evil eye, and I like wearing money jewelry. So here I have this copper bracelet that I sell on my spiritual shop, and I have evil eyes. That's on my spiritual shop. So when I receive money from people, I'm taking it from this hand. So I'm protecting that money so I can hold on to that money. You overstand? All right, follow me for more. Action.
Spiritual tips, advice that nobody asked for, but I'm still gonna give it to you. 1, don't try to finesse someone who's spiritually gifted. Whether it shows up in a dream, a gut feeling, or a random conversation, we will always find out. 2, if you want to start seeing signs from the universe, try asking for some. Your angels are ready to help, they just won't interfere without your permission. 3, if you suddenly get a spark of inspiration or feel guided towards an opportunity, take inspired action. That's the universe aligning you with what you've been asking for. 4, my family strongly believes that death always comes in 3s. Basically, if someone passes away, there are likely 2 more coming, and this can include family members or pets of the family. 5, sometimes your biggest blessings come after your hardest lessons. Trust that everything is always working out in your favor. 6, if you work from home like I do and you feel creatively stuck, try ringing a brass bell. This clears out stagnant energy and invites movement back in. 7, having dreams of your teeth falling out is a negative sign. This often represents death or bad luck. And finally, 8, Social media is full of monitoring spirits, people who keep up with your life but never interact. But if you know someone in real life who doesn't like you and they still keep up with you, just block them. You don't need whatever energy they're sending to affect what you got going on.
What's up, you sacred motherfuckers? Welcome back to Jasmine's Garden, because you know I got kicked out of Eden, bitch. 5 things I've learned on my spiritual journey in 60 seconds. Things will keep being brought to your attention until you gain a new level of awareness behind them by taking a new course of action. Meaning, you're gonna repeat the shit till you complete the shit. Number 2, you never take losses, only lessons, because anything that's there to test you has taught you something, and knowledge is power, so I don't ever see how that could be counted as a loss. Number 3, you will not be able to explain everything you experience. Everybody doesn't need to be there for the experience. Some people wouldn't even be able to understand it to appreciate it. Remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and sometimes those words still won't do it justice. Number 4, you are not owed anything you don't put out any energy on. Just because you want it doesn't mean you can have it if you didn't work for it. Your attitude navigates your ascension. Number 5, learn to grind out of gratitude and not greed. The mindset of constantly needing more depreciates the value of everything that you have to be grateful for.
Quick spiritual work tip: don't say auntie never told you nothing. Don't mind my puppy, she's feeling a little under the weather today. Use your energy to push your work. I'm gonna give you an example, and I did a video about this a little while ago. I was talking about how pretty much everyday little things you can use for spiritual work, so I'm gonna give you a little tip. I know we've all heard about segs, magic, and what to do when you're getting to the big moment, but there are other times that your energy is on 100 and you should absolutely be using it for your spiritual work. For instance, during that workout, when you are literally pushing through the very last rep, you feel like you're gonna die, but you still push through, I think that's a little blockbuster, boo. Breathwork can assist in your road opener, and the list goes on. Be creative.
If you are just starting your spiritual journey, tarot, and all things occult, here are 3 things that you need to know. First, read, and read a lot. Everything, every text you can get your hands on. Don't just take information from Pinterest and TikTok, like myself, as fact. Research them for yourself. Try reading spirituality from different points of view. So this could be different religions, different types of practices, things of that nature, because this is what's going to expand your wealth of knowledge and allow you to see commonalities everywhere. For me, this was the way that I really opened my mind to understand that everything was connected. And I searched for the commonalities amongst the different philosophies, and that's kind of where I found mine. The second thing you want to do is your shadow work. Your journey will be absolutely stunted if you do not focus on growing yourself. This means confronting all of the parts of you that you don't really like, the parts of you that you shove in a corner and you don't really want to deal with. Spirituality, as fun as it is and as beautiful and everything, it is hard work. It is hard work. And if it doesn't feel like hard work, then you're not doing it properly. My journaling sessions always end up in epiphany sessions and leave me crying by the end. If you know, you know. The third thing is to practice. It's called a spiritual practice for a reason. It means that you have to not just take in this knowledge and regurgitate it, but to actually incorporate it into your life. If you learn about crystals, get crystals for yourself and use them in your daily practice. If you learn about herbs, use them in your daily practice, water, so on and so forth. A word of caution, keep in mind that there are certain things that you should not be touching. There are closed practices. There are things that are unique to certain cultures, certain groups of people, and you don't need to be a part of all of these things, okay? If you've not been invited in and it's not a part of your culture, then just leave it alone, okay? The other thing is that do not play around with things that you do not understand, because as much as there are beautiful, good spirits out there that want good things for you, there are also bad spirits, and you do not want to be bothering them in any such way. One of the 14 universal laws is the law of polarity, where there is something good, there is also something bad. There's always a yin and yang. And with spirituality, it is absolutely the same thing. So just be aware, be mindful, but have fun. Don't think that you need to know everything to start practicing. I think that's something that holds a lot of novices back, because they feel like they need to know everything before you can jump into any sort of practice. That is definitely not the case. Yeah, just know that it takes time. It absolutely takes time. And the fact that you have already started this journey and you're interested in learning these things, it means that you're already making headways. So be proud of that, because I'm proud of you.
Okay, this is for people who are just now starting their spiritual journey. When somebody is giving you guidance on how to start your spiritual journey and they instantly tell you to buy all these crystals, tarot cards, books, or even telling you to do shadow work and meditation without even explaining what that is and ways to do it, run. I feel like before diving into any spiritual practice, it's important to have a solid foundation of awareness. It is very important to have a clear understanding of the practices, so when you engage into them, it's with meaning and intention. By taking your time to develop awareness and understanding, you can have a more successful and fulfilling spiritual journey. Don't get me wrong, tools like meditation, tarot cards, crystals, they are very helpful for inner work, but it's important to remember that they are just tools. The work has to come from within. It's easy to rely on these tools to do the work for you, but that's not the point. The point is to use these tools to help you access your own inner wisdom and guidance. By doing the inner work without always relying on these tools, you can develop a deeper connection with yourself and your intuition. Never forget, the little things matter. Things like journaling, dancing, listening to music, spending time in nature, doing arts and crafts, painting, cooking, exercising, taking a shower is all a form of healing and tapping in with yourself. Ask yourself, how can I make this moment meaningful? You don't always have to be using crystals, meditation, tarot cards to feel like you have meaning in your life.
Alright, spiritual tip, listen up. A lot of y'all are taking spiritual baths and y'all are not sealing the energy of what you want. You're removing, but you're not bringing in. You're not sealing the energy that needs to be with you. After you get out of a spiritual bath, don't just think that's it. Get you some tea, drink that tea, or get you some oil, seal your feet, the back of your neck, your third eye. Utilize your favorite protection spray or cleansing spray. Do something. Don't just sit there and act as if you're not in a vulnerable state spiritually right now. Seal that shit up. Okay? Now, one thing about it, I'm gonna go get me some tea now. Y'all can go get y'all some tea as well, because just like how y'all need to cleanse yourself from the outside, you cleanse yourself from the inside as well. And I promise you, certain things are gonna stick to you better when you cleanse on the inside as well. Y'all wanna know where I get my teas from? Click the link in the bio, okay? You're gonna see natural teas and tinctures. But yeah, don't ever leave yourself in a vulnerable state where you're just, out of a spiritual bath and that's it. Okay, seal the energy off. Go drink some tea, go oil your body down, go spray your body down. Hell, even say extra prayers to seal off the energy once you are done with your spiritual bath. A good prayer to seal your spiritual baths off with would be Psalm 91, Psalm 23. You can do Psalm 1, you know what I'm saying? Or your own sealing incantation that you come up with yourself. But again, don't just sit there. Don't just think, oh my God, that's it. Oh, I feel so good. And then next thing you know, you get exposed to all this bullshit because you didn't seal the energy that you wanted for yourself. Okay? Let's not forget that.
And just a spiritual tip to add to your collection. If you're in mid-sentence and you say somebody's name randomly that's nowhere near you or around you, you are in their conversation. No matter where they're at on the planet, you are the topic at that current moment. Somewhere. Something is connected. I promise you. They talking about you. You in the conversation. You are the topic. You are the goal. You are the everything. I promise you. Just that. I don't know if that's a southern thing. I don't know if that's a Mississippi thing. But grandma said they talking about you. You in the conversation. You on their mind. You the topic. You one of those. One of those. Whoever name that is. You know how you just talking to you and you just say somebody's name, I don't know. Yeah, that. I promise you. Grandma said it and I believe it. Mama said it and I believe it. Sana said it. So you better what? Believe it. Just here to help.
Things I wish I would have known when I first started my spiritual journey. People are going to think that you are crazy as fuck, but that's okay. Crystals, tarot cards, incense, sage, all of those are really helpful tools, but they are just like training wheels. They're only teaching you how to use what's already on the inside of you. The real power is within. The real reason that you are afraid of spirits and ghosts is because you are also afraid and unfamiliar with the true essence of yourself. Mediums, readers, astrologers, etc. are lying if they ever tell you that they can tell you your life purpose. You are the only one who can discover that. It's a part of your journey. Meditation is the best spiritual practice, hands down. No one can heal you. Please run far away from anyone who says that. They can help you, but you have to heal yourself. The ancestors do not need material offerings. You being here, your willfulness and progression in life, that is the offering. If they are asking you for material things, then they are earthbound. They're stuck on the astral realm. Stop giving them things and encourage them to ascend.
Halloween tip, because Halloween is coming up, we need some spiritual protection this year. Yes, ma'am. This is for the kids, the adult, the teens, everyone, okay? If you have crystals that are protective, like tiger's eye, black obsidian, hematite, list goes on, amethyst, bring it with you. If you want to carry salt packets in your pocket, go for it. I highly recommend carrying star anise, especially if you can find the actual star all put together. But if not, at least 5 pieces of the star anise to complete the star would be good enough. Star anise is super protective, especially against psychic attacks. Now we could take it a step deeper and also put maybe hyssop, rue, rosemary, oregano, and create a little protection pouch and put that in your pocket for the night. You can also carry some camphor on you. These are for the adults, not the children. Camphor you cannot eat, and we don't want your children mistaking that. So for the adults only, camphor in your pocket. Cascarilla, really good. Eggshell powder behind the neck, on the temples, on your ankles, underneath your feet, and across your heart. Oh, and also your wrists. I like to think of protection magic on Halloween, being that Halloween is the day of deception, quite literally. I like to be deceptive with my protection magic and practices day of. So if you can make things protective that are not conventionally protective, then you're doing it right. For example, if you are wearing black, if your costume has black for Halloween, you are putting the intentions that it's black for protection. You're protecting your aura, your energy, things like that. If your hair is in braids, I'm doing it to protect my energy, my aura. If you're wearing makeup, I'm glamoring. I'm pretending to be someone else, not me. So any energy that is directed towards me, it's towards the character, not me. Do you get what I'm saying? Brownie points if you are wearing a mask on Halloween or anything of the sort, because that is protection as well. Of course, you can carry around some Florida water with you if you want to. Put some Florida water in your hand sanitizer and bring that hand sanitizer with you. And of course, saying prayers before you leave the house, when you're out, and when you come home, to make sure that you only stumble across the humans that are celebrating Halloween and not the spirits that are pretending to be human. And I hope you enjoy your Halloween.
You want to be spiritual, but you don't know where to start? Spirituality is the most vast area ever, and there's so many different practices you can choose from. And the great thing is, you don't have to do it all. So many people get overwhelmed when they start learning about spirituality because there's so much to learn. And then you start overthinking and think there's too much to do. You can't possibly do it all in one day. There's so many different practices you're going to have to learn. How are you going to have time to meditate and earth and ground and manifest? And the list goes on and on and on, right? Well, spirituality for beginners is super easy. You pick what you're drawn to and just start with that. So if you're naturally super drawn to astrology and it really interests you, just start learning about that. You don't need to worry about anything else. And say you see so many other people really into crystals, but you're just kind of like you're not into it. That's literally fine. You take what you like and leave what you don't. You don't have to do all the things just to be considered spiritual. There are so many spiritual people who don't meditate. And there's so many spiritual people who don't use crystals. And then there's spiritual people who don't believe in things like astrology, but they do with manifestation and the law of attraction and rewiring your brain because it's proven by science. So they can only grasp what they have factual evidence for, but they're still spiritual. So don't let the spirituality world of so many different methods and modalities and learning intimidate you. Be excited, dive in, and just start with whatever your favorite modality is. Happy learning!
I have a very potent witch tip for those who need stronger boundaries around them. I'm sure you know that scent is probably one of the strongest of our senses, and it can really have a lasting effect with people. There are actually planetary correspondence when it comes to scents. So per Vedic astrology, Saturn, right, represents boundaries. So if you need people to start respecting your boundaries, I'm gonna need you to get a perfume or cologne that has a sandalwood base, because sandalwood is a correspondent of Saturn. And of course, in anything you do, set the intention when you're spraying that bad boy. Follow me for more if you want to learn about astrology and scents and how they work hand in hand in your craft. Ache.
What's up, you sacred motherfuckers? Welcome back to Jasmine's Garden, because you know I was kicked out of Eden, bitch. Listen, spiritual tips for newbies starting their spiritual journey. If you go get a reading, and the first thing out the reader's mouth is, you're cursed, you had a curse on you since you were a baby, we're going to fucking fight them, and then we're gonna get our money back, okay? If somebody tries to sell you a bottle of pink glitter water and says it's gonna make somebody fall in love with you, we're going to stop them, two-piece them with a Popeye's biscuit, no fucking water, and get our money back, okay? And last but not least, if somebody tries to tell you there's only one way to do your spiritual journey, we're going to, I almost threw my drink, but I'm not going to do that. That's stupid as fuck. We're going to fuck them up though, okay?
So I often get asked, what are some things you can do for protection? Let's get into it. First, let's start off with what I like to call kitchen counter herbs. So rosemary is good for protection, basil is good for purification, and bay leaf is good for dispelling. If you feel like you got something on you, you get it off by burning some bay leaf. Now, on the more intricate side, horsetail is used for setting boundaries, St. John's wort is used for banishing, and then you have skullcap, which is used for resolving conflict. And if you feel like somebody gossiping about you, use some clove. Now, you would use these herbs just as you would use sage. So you could use them to smudge. You could take a spiritual bath with them. You could diffuse them if you have the oil version. However you want to use them, you just want to disperse them throughout your house. Now, I already done told y'all about the importance of keeping your house clean and decluttered. When you got a lot of clutter and dirt going on in your house, that's how you trap negative energy and negative spirits. Once your house is clean, I already done told y'all to lay that salt down in the four corners of your home. Lay some salt down. I already done heard people talking about, oh, I got carpet, I can't lay salt down. Make some moon water. When it's a full moon, that's for release, right? We talk about protection. When it's a full moon, you want to put a jar of purified water outside and you allow that moon energy to infuse. That's your moon water. Put some sea salt in that moon water, and you want to put a little bit of that moon water in each of the four corners of your home. At the threshold of your home, you want to lay down some casserilla or some brick dust right along the threshold, right outside on the other side of the door. Lay some brick dust down. Okay, you can lay the brick dust down on one side of the casserilla on the other side. Brick dust on the outside, casserilla on the inside. That keeps negative energy out your home as well. Now, crystals that are good for protection. You want black tourmaline, you want crystals, you want obsidian, you want onyx, you want tiger's eye, you want clear quartz, you want smoke quartz. All those things are good for protection. Amethyst as well. Bloodstone too. Now, this is for people who honor Orisha. By your front door, you got to remember your front door is the gateway to your home. So by your front door, you want to have a little offering basket right there. In that offering basket, you want to have some coconut, some coffee grounds, some sea salt, some red apples. And in addition, you can, this might be a little too much. Never mind. Just top it off with some roses, y'all. So sometimes I got to stop myself because everybody ain't ready for the ready for. Okay, everybody ain't ready for the ready for. So sometimes I got to hold back. But that offering basket is enough. If you can, add some rum to it. But that offering basket is enough. Okay, that's for Elegua. Elegua is the guardian of the gateways. Shango is that warrior energy. Okay, so those apples is for Shango. The coconut and stuff is for Elegua. Go ask your godparents. Now, for the crystals, you can keep those in your home. You can carry them with you. Everything I just named, you can mix up and make a little mojo bag. You can make your juju jar, keep it in your car. That's how you have a little traveling altar. Keep your little traveling altar in your car. Keep these crystals on you. Keep them in your home. Everything that I just named, you could put up together, take a spiritual bath in, carry with you, but it's just for protection, okay? Mix it as your spirit leads you. Much love.
Here are a few tips for the beginner spiritualist. Tip number 1. Don't try to force anything into your journey. I know that everywhere we go, you're going to see people decked out in their crystals, people wearing their boho attire. You're going to see people swearing by their herbs, and that is all amazing. But what you have to keep in mind is that all of those things come to you at your own pace. There are many things that will be aesthetically pleasing on the outside, but the things you need to keep in mind is that, 1, you don't know what part of their journey that individual you're admiring may be on. They may have been on this journey for much longer than you, and they had time to pick up those traits along the way. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is that people do things for trends just as much as they do for their own well-being. So that very person you may be admiring for being aesthetically pleasing may have no idea what exactly the things they're doing and or wearing may symbolize. Number 2, you do not have to give up any religious beliefs that you have. Spirituality teaches us that we are all divine, which means that God is within us. Throughout your spiritual journey, you may begin to question or reevaluate the teachings and practices that you've gained from your religion, but essentially you'll begin to realize that it all flows together at the end of the day, and you'll begin to see the common lens that all of these things are seen through. And tip number 3, which I feel like is the most important tip to always have in mind. Healing is a continuous process. You do not heal one time and think that you're good for the remainder of your lifetime. As we grow into ourselves and we learn more and we tap more into our higher consciousness, you will learn that there is always something that you can heal about yourself. We do not face every bit of trauma we've encountered throughout our life all at once, which means that we will also not heal it all at once. This is not a journey to perfection. This is not a competition. This is not a fashion show. It is simply a journey of self, getting to learn who you are, getting in touch with the things that you were scared to face throughout your life, and truly being the best version of you that you can possibly be.
Get you some cloves. You want to do a road opener? Get you some cloves. You want prosperity, abundance? Get you some cloves. You want to do protection? Get you some cloves. Listen, one thing that I think is the easiest thing that you can do if you are trying to open your roads or you just need protection is drink some clove water, okay? You can go ahead, take the herbs, take your clove, literally let your breath hit these herbs, okay? And tell it what you want it to do, okay? I suggest pairing it with a Psalms. So if you are doing it for as a road opener, you can pair it with Psalms 27 or Psalms 57. You can go ahead and place the herbs in a mason jar with some water, let it sit overnight. You can do 6 to 12 hours or overnight. I like to do overnight. By all means, do it however you want, and then it's going to look something like this. For protection, you can do Psalms 23 over this. When you start drinking this clove water, if you are in the midst of doing like return to sender work, protection work, or you are currently doing another road opener spell, this is going to help boost it. You can burn clove as an incense to protect you from gossip and evil eye. You can place clove underneath your tongue if you have an interview. If you have an interview, place some clove underneath your tongue. If you're going to be meeting up with a friend and you're trying to rekindle a relationship, place some clove underneath your tongue. As always, make sure you get divination done before you try to do any work. And also make sure you are activating your herbs with your own prayer, your own intentions. And until next time.
Some of you new age practitioners are going to get your ass beat by your ancestors. Us old school practitioners have a saying, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Today I just posted a video about how Vicks is used for spiritual protection and not only for colds and cough in the Caribbean and Latin household. Person writes on my Instagram, but Vicks is petroleum jelly, which is a byproduct of the oil industry and is made from the leftover petroleum materials of oil and gas production. That cell phone in your hand has far more toxins and does so much more cell damage than this little bottle of Vicks will do in your whole lifetime. You don't go touch grass and just shut the fuck up.
My grandma said you can stop evil spirits and bad dreams in your sleep if you take 9 broom straws and put them under your pillow when you sleep at night.